Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Home Field Locks podcast. It was a pretty boring week, so we didn't have anything on Monday. The college hoop slates was pretty terrible. Besides Louisville, Tennessee game, even that game ended up pretty bad. I'm Danny back here with Berger and Logan. How you guys doing?
What's going on?
So let's start with a recap of last Thursday, I believe. That show, not our best week.
No.
We didn't.
Yeah, no, probably our worst week so far, record-wise, I guess.
Yeah, college football, we both got Boise State and Washington game. We all got Boise State Washington game right. I know you guys had Washington spread. I had the under that hit. And then Navy Army, Logan took the over, and me and Gavin took Navy -6, and we went over on that.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Yeah, and
my not picking primetime games paid off. I actually had a winning record in the NFL this week, so that was great.
yeah, I went. Well, you went 0-1 in prime time.
Oh yeah, that's right. I picked one. That was so bad.
I actually went 2-0 in the games you didn't pick, which I was shocked.
Impressive. Logan's smoking us in college basketball. Ugh.
Yeah, well, dude, I was pissed at NFL because I feel like it could have went a lot better. They just forgot how to use A-chain in the red zone. Just completely.
That is true. Very true.
Let's go over these college hoops games because that's what we spend most time on. Arkansas, very impressive win.
Yeah,
very impressive win.
That was pretty awesome.
They're bad.
Did not expect that whatsoever. Kind of fried me, but yeah, that's a good win for Arkansas. I mean, that's huge. And
in March, that's going to be really good for them.
What's that?
In March, it's going to be really good for them.
Oh, no doubt. Darius Acuff's a dog. And then just looking ahead to what we have there is just our boys, our wagon finally fell off the rails.
They played like Oklahoma State probably should play.
Yeah, they got blitzed.
They were due. They were due.
Next two games, Providence, Butler, closer than it should have been. Georgia got their stuff together and won.
Great game, by the way. 113 to 110. That's pretty awesome.
Double OT, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty great.
Nebraska, Illinois. I said Nebraska's not bad. They aren't bad.
I think I speak for Logan and I when we say it's just a pure hate watch going forward.
That's exactly. I just can't wait.
Nebraska. I don't know how they got so lucky. Peyton Sanford, like, come on, dude, chill out.
He's a dog.
Chill out.
But Keaton Wagler
they game again 10 times. They might only win once. Like, that's crazy.
It's so untrue.
They shot 46% from three, dude. Like, stop.
Keaton Wagler continuing to prove how important he is to this team. He is an absolute beast. Dude.
He's a bucket.
Then our next set, Kansas and NC State, hell of a game. Melvin Council, we said that if he developed the 3-ball, he'd be a beast, and look what happens. He was an absolute monster. Kentucky
I'm happy about my pick. I'm not even NC State losing that game. I have nothing to. I'm happy. I'm happy with that pick. Still, I'd still pick it again.
Can't be mad about losing an OT.
Nah, and they shot 26% from three. I mean, they haven't been shooting the ball well, but it is what it is. I'd pick them again. I think that was an impressive. That was just a great game, honestly.
Yeah, Kentucky got a big-ish win in Rupp. Kind of just proved Indiana to be terrible, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's the Zona State game. Zona State Santa Clara.
That was a great game. Bobby Hurley got ejected, and it sparked life in him.
Yeah. I can't believe SMU got fucking smoked by LSU though.
That was one of the worst losses of the weekend, in my opinion. I've
been saying though, I don't think LSU is that bad. I really don't. I like Deaton Thomas, and he had 16 points, 12 assists, and then I don't think LSU's that bad. I really don't. I don't know why. They ain't good, but they're not bad.
Well, SMU is such a paper team. And when Jaden Toombs leads your team, well, Boopy, and Pierre all were the
Boopy and Pierre shot tour dates though, so I mean,
it's a good game for
not
Jake
great.
Toombs to get going. He's a freshman. I like him.
Yeah,
He'll be big for them, like in ACC play, but like these mid-level ACC teams shoot themselves in the foot every year, and this seems like SMU doing it.
yeah.
Gonzaga proved they're legit, and then Logan kept
Yeah.
it safe, and it worked out.
Yeah,
Kept it safe. I wouldn't call that keeping it safe.
Speaking of which, I wanted to say
How
about
wouldn't you call that keeping it safe?
At Bama?
It was in Birmingham. Calm down.
no, it was in Birmingham. It's not even an hour from campus.
At Bama.
Either way, bro.
Logan
or Danny, you said something about the ACC. Bad weekend for the ACC. Syracuse lost to Hofstra. FSU lost to UMass. Clemson beats Mercer by 7 after, I don't know, we thought they were pretty awesome. Cal only beats Northwestern State by 9. Stanford escapes San Jose State with a 4-point win. Not a good weekend whatsoever for the ACC, I'll say. That was
the weekend before was the Big Ten loser weekend, and this past weekend was the ACC loser weekend.
Yeah, it's not looking great for the ACC. I mean, they were supposed to be. I don't even know anymore, man. This is just brutal.
And Louisville, like this past week, like I think the top tier of the ACC is becoming a lot thinner.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's almost like a revolving door. I mean, you have at least you know what Duke's going to be every year, and you have an idea of what Carolina's going to be every year. But then I feel like outside of that, it kind of just like you never know. Like Duke's going to be great, and Carolina's going to be good, or sneak into the tournament, or there'll be a top team. But outside of that, it's like who the hell do you have?
I don't think Carolina's playing great right now, but they're winning games. They're doing it like they're definitely top 3 right now.
Yeah, I mean they have to. I mean, but even if it's fine if you think Carolina's not playing well, and they're not playing well, and by default they're like top 2 or 3, which is crazy.
I mean, just naturally, Seth Trimble coming back is gonna.
I can't believe that we're actually winning basketball games without him.
Cupcake schedule, but yeah.
I mean, cupcake schedule, you can call that. That's fine, but this would not have happened years prior. Like, just not at all. I mean, we would have had it. That ETSU game would have been a 5-point game. So I don't know.
Yeah, halftime bet minus.
Yeah, you said something.
It was first. I think it was in the first half. I got it minus 13.5. I was like, UNC is going to win the second half by like 25 points. And,
yeah.
All right, but let's get into this upcoming weekend. It's Wednesday, so it's hard to think about the weekend, but college basketball starting off with Wisconsin versus Villanova. I think Wisconsin is maybe one of our least favorite teams on this pod. After last week, they lost by 30.
Ban list. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, they are on the ban list.
Well, at least you guys picked BYU. I picked them twice on here and lost by an average of what, 30?
Yeah. Like, what was it, like 65 combined points or something crazy?
Yeah.
They look terrible. I don't know what it is. I really don't. I really thought Blackwell was going to take over that game against Nebraska, and then they just got smoked. No idea what happened.
Does anybody want to start this game?
I can start.
I mean, I don't really have too much to say. I mean, Villanova, just take Villanova here. It's really not going to go too much into depth with it. Wisconsin just fucking sucks. Fuck them.
I'm going Nova. Pitt, I feel like it was a good solidifying win for Villanova. Like, they should have won the game, but I feel like they also had to win the game. Brennan and Lindsay both got back on the right track after the Michigan game because they just were not good. And Caden Lewis he keeps excelling as a freshman. He's averaging almost 6 assists, which I believe is like top 40 in the nation, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Wisconsin, they're not only losing their big games, they're getting absolutely destroyed. Like, Blackwell went 1-11 against Nebraska, and if that happens, the game's pretty much over. And if you look at their losses, he is scoring outside of that game, but his efficiency is just bad. But even more concerning that Wisconsin's bench has been terrible. They're like in those losses, those big games, they're pretty much non-existent. Like if you look at the box scores, there's so many zeros next to people's names. I like Villanova here.
Man, this is tough. For me personally, this is tough. I know it's not technically home, but it is in Milwaukee. I don't know. It doesn't feel like Villanova's always that great of a team on the road. I don't know if I have it in my heart to pick them, but you know what? Yeah, I'm going to take Wisconsin here. I don't know. I don't really have a reason for it. I'm just going to say it's because they just got blown out and they're going to need a turnaround win. So I'm going to take Wisconsin on this one. They beat Villanova. I don't think Villanova's a bad team, but I just don't like them. It's technically it's not technically home, but it's pretty far and it's close for Wisconsin. So I'll take the Badgers.
Yeah. There we go. On our next game, FAU and St. Mary's. It's at SMU, St. Mary's and FAU. It's St. Mary's. I would say they're definitely going to win this game, but the Mikey Lewis situation is very interesting. He got 9 points in their loss 9 minutes in their loss against Boise State, which is huge because he's been a bucket, and people are saying he has an ankle injury and his foot flared up. And he's one of their best players. He's great from three. Like, that's such a huge development. Morauskas, he looks like he's heading for first team All West Coast Conference nomination. And McKeever, he had his worst game of the year against Boise State, but I think he'll bounce back. FAU, they've been stacking up points, but it's been against bad teams. They lost to two good A-10 teams, St. Bonnie's and George Mason, in close games. St. Mary's is the better team, though, and I say even without Mikey Lewis, they're going to beat FAU at home.
Yeah, I'm with you. I know St. Mary's is coming off a tough loss against Boise, but I like the St. Mary's team. I was higher on them a little bit earlier in the year. I know since then it's kind of with Boise State and Vanderbilt, but I think they'll beat FAU, and I think they'll beat them pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, I agree here. I don't really like FAU. I think they're kind of shit. They haven't really played anybody, and when they do, they lose. I mean, I do really like St. Mary's. I don't know if I talked about them on here before, but I do really like the program that they have, and I like the team that they have right now. Yeah, I don't really think this game is going to be too competitive here. I think St. Mary's is going to win this pretty easily.
Next up is two struggling teams in St. John's and Kentucky. Does anyone have any thoughts on this game first?
Logan, you want to go first?
Nah, you got it.
Listen, I've talked about my history and how much I do like St. John's. I know this is a neutral site, I believe, right?
It's the game before UNC and Ohio
it's in Georgia. Okay, it's in Atlanta.
Sports Classic, yeah.
I know Kentucky just got a good win, but I'm not ready to give up on the St. John's team. I love Rick Pitino. I like this St. John's team. I think they finally get a much-needed win. The same reason I backed Kentucky last time is the same reason I'm backing St. John's. I think they're going to win this game, and I have all the confidence in the world in Rick Pitino. We'll get this team rolling before Big East play.
Yeah. I'm agreeing here. I'm gonna stick with St. John's here. I still don't like this Kentucky team at all. Even after that win, it didn't look good. If you were watching the game, they were down, I believe, by like 8 or 9 at half. They came back and they pretty much dominated that second half. But then again, it's Indiana and they're all right. I'm still not sold on this Kentucky team at all. And if I had to bet on St. John's turning it around here with all the talent that they have, I'd bet on them. So yeah, St. John's gets it done here.
Yeah, St. John's, their scoring option, like Bryce Hopkins, he's slowed down a lot, and Sandin has emerged as like the number 2 guy behind Ejiofor. Like they have a lot of guys that need someone to step up, and that's not happening right now. Kentucky's offense looks the worst that I've pretty much ever seen it. Jelon Lowe, he's gonna get back into motion, but it's a matter of when. Like, the shooting is just terrible, and if I'm gonna trust like, it's 2 terrible teams in the moment. If I'm gonna trust anyone, it's Rick Pitino, so I'm going St. John's as well.
Yeah, I also wanted to add the two guys I'm really looking at for St. John's specifically in this game. Number one is Rosiah Sellers. He needs to have a good game, or at least a halfway
100%.
decent game against Iowa State when they lost by 1 point. He had 20 points that game. And then when they got beat by double digits against Auburn, he only has 4. So I'm definitely looking at him, and then I'm also looking at Ian Jackson. He's kind of been in the news lately because of a haircut.
Yeah.
And maybe I don't know, maybe that gets some traction or something because he got a haircut. He starts playing a little better. His last 2 games have been good, so I'm looking for him to keep that going.
Where's this thing go? There we go.
I can start this game off if you want. I think both these teams are pretty underrated. I like both of these teams so far. I like the way that they've been playing. But with here, Utah State, I think last year they made me so much last year on betting on them. They're just, I don't know why they're just like such a wagon. But I'll probably just stick with Utah State here. I think it's going to be a competitive game. I don't see Utah State really pulling away. I think it's going to be more of a back and forth battle with both these teams being pretty good. I mean, they match up very well. So go Utah State here.
I'll go next. Yeah, I'm with Logan here. I love this Utah State team. Their stadium is always rocking too. That place is going to be loud. I might be out on the ledge here. I don't think it's too crazy, but I think they're probably the second best mid major behind St. Louis. I think it's St. Louis 1 and then Utah State 2. Tough game against South Florida, but I think they win this game. I think it'll be a great game, but I do think Utah State gets done here. Not to knock Colorado State. I think they're a good team. I think Utah State's probably just going to be a little too much to handle there.
Yeah, this is an incredible opening Mountain West game.
Mm-hmm.
Utah State, like you said, Utah State's environment is absolutely amazing. It's top 3 mid-major, I would say, just off the top of my head, like at least. With that being said, Colorado State is going to go in there and take this ball game. They are shooting 45% from deep right now, and their 2 losses are close games. They've been playing extremely well. Their top 6 scorers are all shooting above 39% from 3, and 5 of them are like in the 40s at least. Colorado State just looks awesome, and it's such a commodity to have that many guys who can shoot because you're not totally relying on 1 or 2 guys. One guy I like to point out is Kerry Booth. He has been around power conference teams, started out at Notre Dame, went to Illinois, and now he's at Colorado State, and it seems like he found his groove, which I'm happy for him, like watching him on these big teams. Utah State, they've had a lot of tight games recently. They barely escaped versus Illinois State. They lost against USF. They barely beat Montana State. They're a good team, but I think they are struggling right now, and they haven't looked totally convincing in their wins. MJ Collins is an absolute beast, so Colorado State is going to have to contain him. With that being said, I think Colorado State wins this game and makes a statement in the Mountain West. Gavin, do you want to talk about your team, or do you want me to start?
You can start it. I'll close it.
All right. I like UNC here. Ohio State, they're a solid power conference team, but I'm not huge on them. UNC's front court is going to determine this game. It's one of the best front courts in the nation, without a question. Them and Duke are the top 2 in the ACC, and I would say both top 4 in the nation front courts. But the concern here is Bruce Thornton. because UNC struggles against these good guards. Like Fears went crazy for Michigan State against UNC. They're gonna have to limit the damage they take from Ohio State's backcourt and really just manage the game through their front court, like play it through Caleb Wilson, play it through Henry Visar, who Visar has been absolutely phenomenal this year, one of the top portal pickups without question. So if they can just keep playing their game and play through their bigs and have their guards just make their shots, like Derek Dixon has been a great guy off the bench, and I'm predicting that he's going to take Kyan Evans' spot fairly soon. And I also like Jonathan Powell. He is a great shooter off the bench. So if those guys just do what they have been doing and they play through their front court, I don't see why UNC loses this game. And if they want to be where they want to be in March, like a top 3-4 seed, they're going to have to win this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be, to me, this just seems like a very typical UNC win here. They probably keep it close, probably losing at half, and then they end up pulling away in the second, and they end up winning the game. That just seems like the story of how UNC is. I mean, they pretty much. I mean, probably look back at a lot of the game logs, and it probably looks the same in their wins. They lose the first half, and then they just come out in the second and they look great. And I see that happening here. I'm not really too high on this Ohio State team. I think they should be. I mean, like some of the games, just looking at the game log, it just doesn't look great, especially that loss to Pitt. It's still in the back of my mind. So going UNC here.
Yeah, obviously I'm taking North Carolina here. I think it's without a doubt. I think just being a Carolina fan, this feels like a must-win game because I know Logan said it's a typical Carolina win spot. This, to me, feels like the most typical North Carolina loss spot. People kind of call them overrated. This is Ohio State's toughest game they've played so far. I would say without it. Oh, I'm sorry. Illinois is better, but this is one of their toughest games they played all year. Carolina, this is also probably going to be one of their tougher games they play. They've played to this point. But yeah, I think the Carolina front court is going to give Ohio State nightmares. Danny mentioned Visar, one of the best portal pickups. I mean, I don't know how long for Carolina. I mean, beside Brady Manick, this was huge for North Carolina. They needed a big man. Everybody's kind of clowning when they couldn't get one, and they ended up stumbling on a Visar, and he's been awesome. And Caleb Wilson has also been awesome. Jonathan Powell had a great game against South Carolina upstate. He shot the lights out and then came out against ETSU and couldn't hit the side of a barn, which kind of sucks because it looked like he might have had a little stride, but ended up faltering. Bruce Thornton does give me nightmares. I know Danny mentioned him as well. But I think Carolina wins this game and kind of solidifies themselves as like they might be back a little bit. So I'm looking for them to win this game and hopefully dominate, but definitely win.
Yeah, judging on past like UNC games, I think UNC either loses or they win this game by double digits.
Yeah, I was gonna that's what I was meant to say was Carolina's gonna lose this game by 2 points or they're gonna win this game by 15. There's not really much of an impact.
And I might bet on UNC second half spread. Like
it's kind of a gimme. It's kind of a gimme at this point.
Yeah, so we'll see. Northwestern and Butler. This
I believe, Danny, I want to say you were higher than most on both of these two teams. Would I be wrong? I feel like you've been talking a lot about Butler, and then in the beginning of the year, you were talking a lot. Northwestern's fallen off a cliff, but in the beginning of the year, I thought you liked them a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hate him. I'm definitely high on Martinelli, which he's great. I don't know. It just feels like Northwestern loses every big game they're in. Like, I don't know who I'm picking to win right now.
Finley Bizjack is him. Give me Butler. That's all I gotta say.
Finley Bizjack is him. Give me Butler.
Yep.
I'll just fade you for the hell of it. I love Finley Bizjack. I mean, I probably think Butler's gonna win, but I'll fade. Why not?
Yeah. That game sucked, by the way. Oh my gosh.
What?
The Butler game. What a terrible game.
Houston and Arkansas back to
Jesus.
it's Arkansas's rolling right now. Like they look really good. And Houston, they are 10-1, and I feel like people are kind of writing them off a bit, which is kind of stupid. I think they started the year off 4-3 or 3-2 last year, and then went
Why the
all the
hell
way
is
to
this game in Jersey?
This
never
game?
forget
Is in New
Tribute
Jersey.
Classic. Yeah, it's in
Why?
Seton Hall's arena, Prudential.
You know what? I'll really get this underway. Danny's right.
Yeah.
Arkansas has been rolling. Train stops here. Houston is going to shut these guys down. I like Houston. They haven't been good all year. They have not looked impressive whatsoever all year. They've honestly been. It feels like a disappointment, even though they're 10-1. But I think they are going to give Arkansas hell defensively. I don't expect them to score a bunch of points, but I think they will win this game, and I think they'll stop an Arkansas team that is hot right now. I know it's stupid to fade the hot team, but I'm gonna just take my chances and trust Kelvin Sampson.
Logan, you had success in picking Arkansas recently. You continue with that?
At this point, I feel like I have to. Whatever Trayvon Brazil's got going on in the locker room, it's working. It's working for the boys. It's working for the Gazorbacks. You know how it is. You know.
Wait, look.
Give me, yeah. I mean, I feel like I got to keep rolling with Arkansas. You know, they do look great. I could definitely see Houston making a statement win here, and so I'm not ruling that off, but I'm gonna stick with Arkansas here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Houston. I think their offense has looked better these past few days. I love Kingston Flemings.
He's so good, man.
He is awesome, and like Houston eliminated my team last year, so I thought they might have like having to start like a freshman, it might go downhill, but Flemings is really good. He's going to be a one and done, and I also think Sinak is starting to be better on offense than you have Emmanuel Sharp and Uzan. Houston's just such a tough team to play when you have so many young guys like Acuff and Malik Thomas.
Yeah.
DJ Wagner has not been very good this year, so I mean I'm not counting that as a total positive to outweigh the freshman negatives, but I think Houston, they need a win to get back into the national conversation, and I'm gonna say they get it done here. And it's gonna be a really good game. I say the score is like 76-74 ish. I would say it's around that.
You think they get to 70? I don't think they get there.
They might not even sniff 60.
Their offense, Arkansas's offense is good, man. But yeah, I'm gonna go Houston as well.
Ooh.
Next we have Auburn and Purdue, which is a fun matchup.
This is a fun matchup.
Mm,
Who wants to kick it off?
I mean, I guess. Yeah, I mean, so far, I mean, Purdue, they've looked amazing so far, other than that one loss to Iowa State. But, you know, Iowa State, they've pretty much, you know, they've looked great the whole entire year. You know, even with the injuries. Auburn, like, I want to say, like, listen, they haven't looked like Auburn, but they still looked pretty good. But, I mean, is this Purdue at home? At their home stadium?
No, technically no, but it's in Indiana.
All right, so I'm still rolling with Purdue here. I think Braden Smith is goated, and he's about to drop a 30 burger on Auburn.
Yeah, I'll go next. Purdue, they bounced back really well, given it wasn't against amazing teams, but they beat Minnesota by almost 30. They beat Marquette by 20. Should they have done that? Probably. but it was just a really good response to that Iowa State game. Auburn, they have some good wins against NC State and St. John's, but now looking at it, it looks worse than what it was in the moment. Like NC State and St. John's are both struggling a lot. And then in Auburn's big games against like Michigan and Arizona, they got destroyed. So they've kind of proven that they can't hang with those big teams. So I'm gonna go Purdue, and I'll probably take their spread on game day.
Yeah, I expect this game to go similar to the Arizona Michigan games for Auburn. I think this Purdue offense is just flat out going to give Auburn fits. They're extremely efficient, and when TKR is on, you quite literally can't stop them. In Iowa State, he was off, and Iowa State beat the brakes off of them. So I expect Purdue to win this game the same way Arizona and Michigan beat Auburn by a good margin.
What Xavier and Georgetown.
I'm not.
We can do this. We can do this quick. Xavier, this would have been a better game if Xavier wasn't getting beat by 30.
Yeah, they're getting their dicks kicked
in. At that game. What is
Delaware got to stop. They just picked them off on 4th and 1. Let's fucking go.
All right, so I think the game did the game end?
Which one?
So the game ended 98-50. Oh my gosh, 98-57 Creighton. I'm going Georgetown. Gavin hates Georgetown though.
No, I don't. I don't hate Georgetown.
You said they suck.
They do. I'm taking Georgetown.
Yeah, they do suck. They literally just went to OT with St. Peter's. So
yeah, well, Xavier just got fucking just bent. Just and bent over. Georgetown gets a win. You know, they're 2-3 in the last 5. They're going to get another win here. In DC. Roll.
Yeah. Give me Georgetown, whatever. And move on.
Duke, Texas, and MSG Saturday. I will be in attendance.
That's awesome.
Can't
Who are you going with? Pops?
Yeah, my dad and my uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Danny, do you want to go last?
I mean, we usually go last for our own team, so.
All right.
You start, Logan.
So, yeah, why not? Texas Tech, they don't look good at all. Texas Tech looks like shit. Even though Toppin is goated. Duke, you know them. They get the Duke whistle every single game. They're going to get bounced eventually. Elite 8, Final 4, doesn't matter. I'm not really too worried about this Duke team. But, yeah, they get it done against Texas Tech pretty easily. But, fuck Duke. So, yeah, that's all I got to say.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Nah, I'm just kidding. My panic meter's at a 10 for Texas Tech, similar to how it was for Kentucky when I picked them last week. And I think I'm going to keep panicking. Duke is going to – is this not Cameron North?
It is.
Yeah. Duke. This is basically going to be like a home game for Duke. I expect them to beat the brakes off of Texas Tech. I think the spread is at 8. And I expect it to get up to like 11 or something crazy, which is nuts. You didn't think we'd be saying this kind of far, this big spreading.
Like when I knew I was going to this game, I thought it was going to be like 3 versus 5, like absolute.
Yeah. Like you could I'm not to jinx it, but like you thought like there's a chance Duke loses. I don't
50-50 game
loses. Texas Tech is just. I don't know what the fuck happened. So yeah, give me Duke.
Duke might actually.
Yeah. I think Duke's going to win as well. They had a typical Duke after like finals week type of game versus Lipscomb. In the first half, they looked absolutely terrible. In the second half, they did their thing finally. Texas Tech, I think my panic meter is around one factor, and it's how if Lawan Watts stays being able to score. Like he just put up 36 against Northern Colorado. Like Northern Colorado is a solid team, but they're going to need Lawan Watts if they're going to do anything. Like it can't just be the JT Toppin and Christian Anderson show, which amazing duo, but they're going to need more outside of that. And then another thing for Texas Tech, their depth is scarily shallow. The only person on the bench that really gets minutes is Jalen Petty, and as a matter of fact, he's the only guy off the bench who got any run against Arkansas. They played 6 guys in that game, which is incredible, and against Duke, you need depth to beat them. Like, they're one of the faster teams in the nation. They're gonna get running, and then their defense is like they describe as like a boa constrictor. Like, they're not going to get many steals and like turnovers, but they just kind of wear you down and don't let you get any good shots. And it's going to be tough.
Who's going to be covering Toppin? Ngumba?
I would think so. Yeah, because Toppin doesn't shoot, but he just went 2 for 2 from deep.
Here's my thing. I think the thing for Duke is, Toppin's going to get his. I mean, he's going to score 20 points. He just is. I think it's just a matter of fact thing. Like, he's going to score 20 points. I think it just comes down to shutting down, especially Christian Anderson, because he can have those games where he puts up fucking 26 points. I really don't even think that matters, but yeah, they need some depth. Lawan Watts. Now, if Lawan Watts goes out and puts up 36, then Duke's in trouble, of course. But
yeah,
I don't really see that happen against Duke's goal. Well, he's a forward, but I don't really see. I think Boozer would probably be on him, right, Watts?
I would think so.
Yeah, I mean he's the only forward, so yeah, I would say. But either way,
or if they could do 2 things. It depends who they start as well, because if Dame Sarr's starting, he's the best perimeter defender. So you'll either have him on Watts or Atwell, because Atwell, I feel like, is another huge guy. Like, if he gets going from they have to shut him down from deep, which kind of goes into the next point of I'm more scared about Christian Anderson creating like his assist total, because you have to stay on him. Caleb Foster's gonna have, or you might have to put Dame Sarr on Anderson then, but like you can't let him get in the paint and get by you. You need to keep him in front. But this is the biggest test for Toppin. Like, it's the best front court he's going to go against all year. So, and Texas Tech's struggling right now, so I'm going to go Duke.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Duke has a very good, or Purdue has a good front court too. I don't know. That's a close one.
Yeah. They did play Purdue.
For me personally, I'm
all
not
right, well, two of the top 4 front courts in the nation.
Yeah, he didn't do well against Purdue, so we'll see.
And they got destroyed, so
yeah,
we'll see. If Duke can play Duke basketball, not what they played against Lipscomb, they should take this game. Vandy and Wake Forest. Vandy was also one of our favorite teams, I feel, and now they're kind of doing typical Vandy right now, and they're up by 1 versus Memphis with a minute left.
What the fuck?
Touchdown
Delaware, let's freaking go.
I hope none of you guys bet on that game in Vandy's favor.
No, I think I was.
Logan and I talked about it, but we didn't.
Yeah, we both agreed that it was like a weird, like they should be favored by like 13, so it was like a trap.
Yeah.
Who wants to start?
This game.
Go ahead, Danny. You got it.
All right. The issue is that if this game was anywhere else, I would say Vandy's going to win, but it's in Wake, which they're struggling in Memphis right now, and then go back-to-back road environments. And Wake gets up for big games. Wake just has not been very convincing, though. Like, they got destroyed. Just when we thought they were, like, here, they got destroyed against Oklahoma at home, and they barely beat West Virginia. Vandy, at least I can hang my hat on them destroying St. Mary's, destroying SMU. I'm going to take this game as a fluke game, like a rivalry game, because both teams are in Tennessee, Vandy, and Memphis. So I'm going to chalk it up to that. And if the spread is as high as I think it may be.
What do you think it is, Danny? I have a little prediction thing right here.
7 for Vandy. I'm thinking like
7. I was gonna say 6.5.
Less? 4. Wow, that's.
And that's gonna go down after tonight.
So Danny, who are you on? Vandy?
I'm gonna take Vandy to win. Their offense is amazing. Their coach is awesome.
Damn, that's tough. I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, after this game's over with Vandy and Memphis, they'll both have two very close games with Memphis. Wake won 69-68 earlier, and I don't know. I mean, like I want to like I'm looking, but I want to say like like Wake only lost by one in OT to Michigan, and they only lost by one to Texas Tech. But now we know Texas Tech is just they don't look that great. And Michigan, that was early Michigan. Now they're a completely different beast. I'm still taking Vanderbilt here. I'll ride it until the wheels fall off. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Vanderbilt here. That's just like
yeah. I'm gonna fade you guys. I'm gonna be on Wake here at home. Much needed win. I mean, I think it's as simple as that. That's kind of what a lot of December is. It's just a lot of much needed wins for bubble teams or teams that are expecting more out of them. Vandy should just flat out. I don't know how else to put it. I don't think they're an 11-0 team. Well, if they beat Memphis, they're not an undefeated team. And if they are undefeated coming into this and end up pulling this game out against Memphis, I'm going to take Wake Forest to beat them.
In our last college basketball game on Monday, we have Missouri and Illinois in St. Louis, Missouri. Does anyone want to start this?
Why don't you start?
All right. Missouri, they're 10-2, but they lost by 20 to Kansas and lost by 5 to Notre Dame. And then they barely beat Alabama State. I think they're a better team than what they're putting on the court in the moment. Illinois, they just lost by 3 to Nebraska, as we said earlier. But I'm taking a 3-point loss to Nebraska over the other ones. I like Illinois, just like you guys, and I think they get a good bounce-back win from Nebraska and beat Mizzou.
I don't really have too much to add there. I think Danny said that perfectly. Illinois, this is a bounce-back win, really, at home. Are they at home? Because sometimes these guys are like...
No, St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah, like how often are they actually at home? I feel like whenever I'm like, oh, are they at home? And they're never at home. Yeah, going Illinois here. Really what Danny said. You should stick to that. Illinois wins this game.
Yeah, I'm on Illinois too. Same exact reasoning. Big bounce back spot for them. And I don't think Missouri's all that good.
Yeah. In the college football, we have the college football playoff starting this weekend. 2 weeks ago, we gave our initial bracket reactions, and now we'll get more into the individual games and what bets we like most. Starting off Friday night, we have the 8 and 9 game, Alabama rematch versus Oklahoma, this time going into Norman. Bama is favored by 1.5. Gavin, do you want to start this one off?
That flipped.
It
Oklahoma's
just flipped.
By 1.5.
Okay. I thought it would go closer to Oklahoma, but
like a pick 'em.
Something.
Oh God. This is probably the best game all of the first round of the playoffs.
It is.
Yeah, not probably. It is the best game of the first round. Oklahoma beat them earlier this year in Bama. This is going to be a good game, but I am, oh God. It's like fading Bama in the playoffs feels like a death sentence, dude. They looked bad against Georgia. That game was ugly. That SEC championship game was ugly. And, Oklahoma's been good, given that even though, they don't score a lot and that LSU game kind of wasn't great, I am going to take Oklahoma here to win this game in Norman. I think that place is going to be unbelievable. And with that, Oklahoma money line's my pick. With that, I'm also looking at Bama's under team total 20.5. This game will not be high scoring. I don't have the balls to take under 40.5, but I'm looking at Bama's 20.5 team total. It might end up going to 21 or it might end up going down to 19. So if you can grab it at 20, I would. 7 against Georgia. Last time they played Oklahoma in Bama, they only put up 21. So those are my two bets that I'm looking at this game.
Man. Danny, you want to go?
Yeah, I'll go. I'm gonna go Bama to get revenge on Oklahoma. I think they looked very sloppy in the last matchup against them, a little sloppier than like usual. The issue with Alabama is their rushing game right now. Like it is just pretty bad. I think they rushed for -3 yards versus Georgia. Like that's just brutal. But Bama, I think they're way better than what they put on the field against Oklahoma last time. And yeah, I'm gonna go Alabama.
Oh, man. think I think I'm gonna go with Oklahoma here, just based off of what happened the last time they played. I don't know. I think Ty Simpson. I think he's just gonna fold. I think he's gonna fold under the pressure. Give me John Mateer. He's gonna aura farm his way to a win.
Yeah,
Be
I
Oklahoma.
think it just comes down to defense for me specifically. Oklahoma's defense is just kind of it's unbelievable. And when they have gotten into a shootout like against Tennessee, that did win that game. Um, yeah, I'm looking for Oklahoma's defense to kind of stifle a struggling Alabama team. I think their defense is comparable to Georgia's, might be better than Georgia's. Comparable, not better. But I'm just relying on the defense here.
Next, we have Miami and Texas A&M. I'll kick this one off. I really think Miami is going to walk into Texas A&M and minimally cover the spread. I actually think they're going to win the game. Miami has looked phenomenal after losing to Louisville or SMU. Sorry, after losing to SMU, they've been blowing teams out. Granted, it's the ACC, but Texas A&M has not looked amazing. And Marcel Reed, he has had some turnover issues in his past few SEC games, and he's also a sophomore. So, and then he's going against Carson Beck, who we know what he has done. They lost to Texas 27-17. I'm just not huge on Texas A&M. I think Miami's playing very good football, and they have one of the best guys leading the way in Carson Beck. So I think they win this game.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go next. You look at Texas A&M schedule, you see one good win, and it was at Notre Dame very early in the season, and a Notre Dame team that hadn't figured things out. I'm gonna be backing you here, Danny. I'm definitely gonna take Miami. They're giving you a whole field goal too. It's not even a push, so I like the plus 3.5 for Miami. I actually love it. That's probably. And then outside of that, I mean, I don't know if there's any. I mean, I'll look at the team totals, but I don't think this Texas they got lucky with their schedule this year, 100% lucked out. Yeah, Miami's team total only being at 22.5. If Texas is putting up 27, South Carolina put up 30. Even a hurt Missouri team put up 17. LSU put up 25. I think Miami 22.5 is worth a look for sure.
Yeah, I mean, oh man, Jesus Christ. I'm gonna be with you guys here. I'm going with Miami. I mean, Carson Beck, he's been here before. Carson Beck's a dog. Give me Miami to come in and win the game. They're not just going to cover; they're going to win the game. I agree with Danny. They're going to win the game.
Getting into our little worse games, I would say the two automatic bids. We have Ole Miss hosting Tulane after Lane Kiffin's departure. Gavin, I'm sure you have some very certain feelings about this one.
I do. I'm thinking I might go against what you think, but this Ole Miss team's gonna come out playing inspired football. They lost their coach. They were dissing on him on Twitter. It seems like they're very happy about the hiring of their D coordinator. This game was played earlier this year at Ole Miss. The score was 45-10, Ole Miss. Tulane's not going to be able to score just flat out. Now that their D coordinator is their head coach, I don't think Tulane will score any points realistically. So I'm going to take Ole Miss to cover this spread. If I can, I'm thinking it's going to go to 16 and a half. No, it'll probably stay at 17 and a half. I think they win this game by 3 touchdowns. I think they win it by 21. I think Ole Miss, I just flat out, I think Ole Miss is going to be playing inspired, pissed off football. Their coach pretty just dipped. And I'm just looking at the team total again. I'm looking at Tulane's team total under 19 and a half. I might take a stab at that, but
what's Ole Miss team total?
Oh, geez. It's at like, I think it's at like 36 and a half. 37 and a half, which I'm just not, that's a lot. I mean, they could win this game 28-0 and that'd be it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't have too much to add here. This is like Ole Miss, I think, like Gavin said, they played each other earlier. It wasn't close. I don't expect this game to be close either. Ole Miss covers that. And I'll probably be on the Tulane team total under too with Gavin, what Gavin said. So yeah, those two are really for me.
Yeah, usually in a spot like this, I'd tend to go with Tulane, but I'm also going to go with Ole Miss. Tulane is playing very good football, though, but we see teams time and time again. They have something to play for, and it's a new coach. They lost their coach. They're pissed off. So, and at home, they won by, 35 last time, and is Tulane going to make up half of those points?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say no. I think Ole Miss is going to cover, and they're going to do it pretty early. Then we have James Madison going into Oregon. I'm in between 2 bets right now, so I'll let someone else start.
This is a game where I don't know how to bet it because my heart screams James Madison. I want James Madison to beat Oregon. I think Oregon is just not as good a football team as their record says they are. I don't think the record's as good as they say they are. But on the other hand, James Madison has been underwhelming. They kind of came into the spotlight. It was like, holy shit, James Madison could make the playoffs. And when that happened, they went out there and beat Washington State by 4 points. And then in the Sun Belt Championship, when they were favored by like 24, they won by 17. And they're playing in Eugene. I think this is just I as much as I don't like Oregon, this is just gonna be ugly. I think it's just gonna be an ugly, ugly game for James Madison. They're gonna show why they're in the Sun Belt and Oregon's in the Big Ten. My reasoning just comes down to that they played Washington State, who's in the Pac-12, the 2-team Pac-12 or whatever it is.
Oregon State and Washington State.
Yeah, and beat them by 4 points at home. I think Oregon's gonna probably beat them by a fairly good margin. I don't know. They lost to Louisville by 2 touchdowns. Do I think Oregon's a touchdown better than Louisville? Probably. With that being said, I don't know if I'm actually going to bet this game because I can't get my heart to bet it. I don't know if I'm willing to actually fade James Madison just because I want to watch them and root for them. But so I'm going to say, with all that being said, I don't have an official bet or play in this game personally.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of leaning the same way. Just from looking, I was even looking at the team total. JMU is 13. The team total is 13.5.
If you could give me that to 14.5, I might be able. I want to root for James Madison. That's my problem.
But I also don't want to play a team total in the college football playoffs at 13.5 under. That just doesn't sound right. So Oregon wins the game. They cover 21. Probably. I want to say yes. Yeah, probably. Not probably. Yeah. I get. I'm not playing anything. Fuck that. Oregon wins. That's all.
You know what? Fuck that. I'm sorry. Before Danny talks, that's my play. I'm going to take James Madison's team total under 13.5. I know Logan's not willing to do it, but
You know
That's
what?
the only thing I know I can trust is Oregon's defense. So I guess if I
If you're
had to
doing it, no. You know what? If you're doing it, I'll grab it too. So we're both
yeah,
on it.
I mean, I think held Minnesota. I mean, Minnesota's not a good team. Granted, Washington only scored 14 points on them. I guess I'll just trust the Oregon defense because I feel like that's the only thing I can trust.
Yep.
Yeah, my two bets, as I said before, I was gonna either take the under or Oregon spread because both defenses are good in this game, but I'm gonna end up going with Oregon minus 21. Like last year, we saw how much the home environment impacts the first round of playoff games. I believe all the home teams covered last year. And Oregon, I feel like they still have something to prove. Their defense has looked great, and their offense has looked pretty solid. I mean, Washington, they won by 12, which is only it's not that like put James Madison in that spot. Do they win by 21? I think so. I think Oregon is just a lot better than James Madison.
I
Like
think
they
that's what it boils
are.
down to, and it sucks because I want to root for James Madison, but
Yeah.
I don't really see a world in where they're gonna have to change the playoff structure thing again. Because I think this game, especially, and then the Tulane game, I think it's just gonna be a bloodbath.
Yeah. Now we get into the NFL, which Christmas week or
Yeah.
no, not Christmas weekend.
Oh yeah, no.
This
Weekend before.
weekend.
Yeah,
We
I
got
was
it.
trying to think about why we have games on Saturday, but
Yep.
but we have a great game Thursday night.
Yeah.
Rams and Seahawks.
I could, Gavin, do you want to start it off? I could start it off. No?
Yeah, go ahead, start it, Logan.
All right. You know what? I'm actually, I think I might be a little different here. I'm gonna be on Seahawks. I'm gonna be on the Seahawks here. With the Rams, they're battling some pretty big injuries. No Devontae Adams. Puka got pretty banged up in that game. I mean, and then even like, see, listen, I'm like looking at stupid shit. I'm seeing like, oh, the Rams planes are being delayed, and they have to take two separate planes. I just think it's gonna play into a factor. It's gonna throw them off a little bit, and especially coming off that huge win at home against the Lions. They're kind of I want to say they're due for a hangover letdown here, especially at Seattle. Seattle, that wasn't a great game, especially against Rivers, but they got it done. They lost the last game. The last time they played the Rams, they lost by 7. I believe it was 7.
They lost by 2.
No, 2. It was 2. It was 2. So 2 points, and I think that game I think Sam Darnold had 5 turnovers in that game,
Yeah.
and they only lost by 2. I think Sam Darnold can get that under control, and I'm gonna go with the Seahawks here.
Danny, you can go.
I'm looking up a line, so you got it.
All right, yeah, I'm with Logan here. The Seahawks are my boys. I think losing by 2 points and the Sam Darnold had 5 turnovers in LA. I think they should have won that game. Sam Darnold has 1 less turnover, and they kick a field goal, they win. This is going to be an ugly weather situation. It is going to be rainy and windy all game, pretty much. Well, for the beginning part of the game. But I think the Seahawks, they are going to beat the Rams. They are gonna beat the Rams. They've owned us in years prior. But I don't care. I don't care. The Seahawks win this game. I've seen I'm not playing it, but I have seen a lot of people on this under in this game. It's at 44 or it's at 42.5. I don't know. I think it's something to look at depending on what the weather ends up being like. Once again, not my official play. My official play is the Seahawks to win.
Yeah. I need to confirm this line, but I'm going Kyron Williams over 55.5 rushing yards. He's hit it in his last 3 games and his last 4, 5, 6. Like
yeah, it's 55.5.
a lot. Yeah, he's hit it a lot, and Seahawks have let up a lot of yards to the top running backs like Bijan and Jonathan Taylor. They let up 80 plus yards. Even Jordan Mason, they let up, I think, almost 50 against them. And the Rams offense is just an absolute machine right now.
Ugly weather too. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Kyron Williams over 55.5 yards here. Next, we get the Saturday. We have 2 games that day. Does anyone want to kick this off? I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is last week was a big game for the Eagles. I know it was against the Raiders. You know, the Raiders were terrible, but it was really just a test to see how they looked. And they needed a big bounce back statement game, and they did. They completely dominated the Raiders. Jalen looked great. The whole offense was flowing. It just looked really good. And here you got, I believe I think Jaden Daniels, they shut him down for the year.
Yeah, he's done.
Did they really?
So it's just Mariota here. Divisional game on a Saturday. Really don't like this, but I'm not really big on this Commanders team. I don't think they're horrible, but I just don't think they're good. I think Eagles can. I hope that they can string together another big win here in a divisional matchup, and they win the NFC East with a win
for
here.
the first time. It's a champion back-to-back years in
how long?
Plus year.
Yeah,
I think it's 25, isn't it?
Probably, yeah, something like that. And hopefully they can get it done here. I don't think I'm gonna play. I think I'm gonna play prop. I'm gonna play an AJ Brown touchdown. Just statistically, he has dominated the Commanders over his career. And just as of lately, the play calling towards AJ has looked great. He has, just the past 4 weeks, I think he has 5 touchdowns or something like that, 4 or 5 touchdowns. I see him, I think he's going to keep it going here against the Commanders.
Yeah, I'll go next. You're right. The Eagles, even though it was the Raiders, they needed to see the ball go through the hoop. They needed a convincing win to be back. And my bet, Dallas Goedert is going to smash over 38.5 receiving yards.
His line's only 38.5? Holy shit.
38.5. The Commanders, 2 of their last 3 games, the leading receiver on the other team was the tight end. Theo Johnson got in the 70s, and then Evan Engram for the Broncos got in the 70s, I believe, as well. Last week, Dallas Goedert was the number 1 target, 6 receptions for 70 yards, 2 touchdowns, should have been 3. They really found something there. Not that they found something because he's always been there, but they found a lot of success playing through Goedert and getting the ball in his hands because Goedert is an absolute beast. And so I think success comes from throwing to Goedert, and they're going to continue that trend against a team who is very susceptible to the tight end. So I'm going Dallas Goedert 38.5.
That was a huge win for the Eagles. Obviously, it was much expected. Them to pitch a shutout, though, and put up 31 was awesome. With that being said, a win clinches. I'm going to take the Eagles to cover this game. I think they win 6.5. I think it's actually this Commander Stadium is going to look like it's a home game for the Eagles.
It will.
On top of that, another one, I know Logan talked about a touchdown. I like Saquon to score a touchdown. Now, it is minus odds. It's minus 120. But in 3 games he's played against Washington as an Eagle, I think he has 7 touchdowns. So, that's just rushing touchdowns too. I didn't even look at the receiving. But 2+ touchdowns. Whoa, I think I'm frozen.
Yeah, you might be frozen. Are you here now?
I think I froze. I think I'm back now. Yeah, I'm back now. Yeah, that was crazy. Oh, I think I froze.
I thought it was on my end, but
no, it was definitely me. I definitely froze. Anyway, like I was saying, even though it's minus odds, at Saquon touchdown, even like 2+ touchdowns is plus 600. I'm kind of looking at that too. I'm not going to take that, but I'll take a Saquon touchdown, and I'll also take the Eagles to cover.
Next is your favorite team, the Bears. They're at home versus the Packers, so I know you want to say a lot, so go for it.
I don't have anything to say other than Packers money line. Thank you. Did I freeze again?
Are you going with minus 1.5? I'm assuming you would
money line.
All right. I mean, I could follow it up. I've given a lot of disrespect to this Bears team, and you know what? I'm actually gonna. Jesus, I'm gonna actually.
Is he gonna do it?
Yes, I am. I'm actually gonna. I'm gonna trust. I'm gonna trust the Bears here. The Packers are looking banged up. I mean, no Micah. That's just. I mean, it's terrible. You never like to see injuries like that, especially not to Micah. Um, hopefully, future Eagle. But talk about that. But yeah, the Bears they've looked good. The Bears have looked good, especially with the Packers being banged up. Josh Jacobs is still dealing with some injuries. You got Christian Watson going out of that game. Just some of their wide receivers just getting hurt. I'm gonna take the Bears here to they're gonna get it done. They're gonna get it done here.
Yeah, the thing is, Roma Dunzi kind of plays a big role in my pick. I was going to pick Caleb Williams over 212.5 passing yards because when the Packers don't have Micah, when he's on the field, their sack rate is abysmally low. And Caleb got 189 the last time they played, I believe. And I think with less pressure on him, he's going to be able to navigate better. But no Roma Dunzi and no Luther Burden. It kind of puts a stint into things.
Is Rome definitely not playing?
Well, yeah, he hasn't practiced. He's still not practicing. So,
okay.
I'll go Pack. So with that same thing, I'll just go Packers -1.5. If they don't have Burden and Odunzi, then I'll just say Packers win the game. But if I did think they would play, I would go Caleb Williams over 212.5, which is something to keep an eye on. Now we get into Sunday night, Patriots and Ravens.
I can start this one off. I'm not going to be touching the spread in this game. What I am going to be doing is that was my first read was the Ravens under team total. It's at 25.5. In the last 5 games, I mean, they put up 24 points on the Bengals defense. I mean, it's the Bengals. 22 against Pittsburgh, 14 against the Bengals in the prior game, 23 against the Jets, 23 against the Browns. Patriots have a great defense. And I know they just got kind of lit up and carved up by the Bills. And I think they have a bounce back game here and don't let the Ravens score 26 points. So,
Logan.
Yeah, I'm gonna be sticking with the offensive rookie of the year here, sticking with Travion Henderson. We're gonna, you know what? We're gonna go with an anytime touchdown here. I'm really liking. I mean, I don't understand giving Ramondre Stevenson 10 plus carries ever again. Travion is just electric. Put the ball in his hand, and you've seen he can break it off for a 60, 70-yard touchdown. I mean, this guy's just nuts. I'm going to stick with a Henderson touchdown here. I think he gets it done.
Yeah, I was also looking at Henderson. I'm going to go with him, but over 55.5 yards, which I feel like is very low. He is proving why he is an absolute beast, and he has hit that the last 5 games. In that 6th game, he got 55 yards and then hit the game before that. So they're just going to continue to keep using him. Why not? And Chase Brown put up 53 last week 53 yards against them in a 24-0 win. I'm going Travion Henderson. I think there's not going to be many weeks where you get this yard total this low before they realize that, like, he's the guy. Like, they have realized he's the guy, but before Vegas realizes that. So I think he definitely hits over 55.5. Next up is Monday Night Football. 49ers versus the Colts and Philip Rivers.
Anybody want to start?
I can start. I think the Niners cover -6. I know the Colts just had a hell of a showing against the Seahawks, but I don't think they're that team. Like, the Niners look good right now. I know they beat the Titans by 13, but I like where the 49ers are at right now. They've had very convincing wins outside of last week's Tennessee game, and I feel like in these spots when teams bring back like an old guy like Philip Rivers, they always look good for the first game or so, and then they kind of go to what they should be. Like Philip Rivers is still very old, and I don't think the Colts offense is inspiring enough. So I'm gonna go with the Niners to cover.
Yeah, before Logan says anything, Danny, I actually have the same play. I'm going to take the Niners to cover as well.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm gonna take the Niners here also. So they, it was a little, I guess, they won by 13 against the Titans, but it definitely felt a little bit underwhelming for the Niners. But I think not enough people are talking about this team. I think they've been very under the radar so far. I mean,
They have
they're 10-4. They look great so far. But then the offense, I mean, they're only getting fully healthier. I mean, Jawan Jennings, he's really stepped up this season. Yeah, I mean, I'm really liking this 49ers team. I think they cover here.
All right. On to the 1 o'clock slate. I have 2 plays. If anyone wants to go first, though,
Danny, why don't you go first?
I'll say my first one. I like the Bills minus 10.5 versus Cleveland. Shadur Sanders, you don't know what you're gonna get. I feel like one game he looks awesome, the next game he looks terrible. But what has been consistent is against the better teams, he has looked terrible, and the Bills have looked very good. Like that win at New England is absolutely huge last week, and then they beat Cincinnati the week before that, and then destroyed the Steelers. So I definitely think even though their defense has been an issue, the Browns' offense isn't like Cincinnati's or New England. So I definitely think they cover 10.5.
Well, given that, Danny, I'm actually going to be on the opposite side here. I'm going to be on the Browns plus 10.5. They do tend to play teams tough at home, and the Bills are coming off the win of the year, and it's a major, major hangover. They had to beat the Patriots there. I think it's a major, major hangover for the Bills, and the Browns just got blown out in Chicago. I'm going to take the Browns to kind of listen. Not a good team. I don't expect them to win this game, but I expect it to just be like an ugly game, and they're giving me the 10.5, and I'm willing to take that. Now I might completely tank my record even worse this week with NFL. It might be ugly, but I'm gonna back the Browns here and throw up placing it.
All right. I think looking at this, oh geez, I have 2 here. I'm seeing this is going to be the 3rd week in a row. I'm going to take them as at plus money. Is the Chargers. This is
That was my other play.
I mean, this is the 3rd week in a row that they are plus odds. I mean, against the Chargers, against the Chiefs, now against the Cowboys. I get it. Cowboys offense, it can be dangerous, but it hasn't looked like that. Their defense looks terrible. Chargers, the Chargers look good. Like I don't understand the disrespect to this team. I don't get it. So yeah, give me the Chargers, and then my second play, I don't want to back. I really don't. But
You don't need to have 2, just
well, no, because I do like it. I'm gonna back JJ McCarthy here. I'm gonna back 9. I just, I really do like Jackson Dart, even though I'm an Eagles fan. I love Jackson Dart, and I think New York, I think they have a bright future ahead of them, just not right now. I mean, Flores, I think he's just going to be able to really lock up this rookie quarterback. I mean, he's just a defense. I mean, this defense is just great. Don't like to back JJ McCarthy, but take Minnesota here.
This is kind of unfortunate. This is just shaping out to be unfortunate for me here. So my next one was going to be I was going to take the Cowboys. I was going to take their money line. I think I can get it at a decent price. Just fading the Chargers, who are coming off of 3 big wins. Just kind of feels like a letdown spot. Cowboys have a very slim chance to make the play. I think it's like 1% to make the playoffs. So they have nothing to lose, like quite literally nothing to lose. And when you have an offense like that and you have nothing to lose, I'm just going to take a shot here, especially coming off a bad loss to the Vikings.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the Cowboys. I'm not trying to fade the fellas this week, but I guess it's just so happened to turn out that way.
And
And Logan, it's kind of funny because my next thing I was looking at was the Giants. But I actually I don't have the stones to place my hard-earned money on the Giants, so I'm gonna just not take it. That Chiefs Tennessee game is gonna be the toilet bowl along with Saints Jets.
I was gonna say, what do you guys think of the over?
In what, the Chiefs game?
Yeah, it's like
Are they gonna
37.
put up
It's like
6 points
37. Yes, they will.
Another game I think is interesting. I don't really have a bet. That Panthers game against the Bucks, I think it's an interesting game. I don't have a side that I want to be on,
Lock fest. That's
but
probably what it's gonna be.
I don't know. And another thing I'm not going to take, but I'm kind of looking at it. The Jets are horrible. Do not get me wrong.
I was gonna say that.
I don't think the Saints should ever be giving or getting 4.5 points respect.
The Saints have been playing very good recently.
Oh wait, you were gonna be on the Jets.
Oh, I was gonna be on the 4.5. I'm not gonna take it.
I was gonna be on the Saints here. I think they've been playing very good recently.
Who gets shucked tonight?
The thing with the Cowboys is just like George Pickens. He doesn't look like he cares. Like the past couple of weeks, the way he's running routes just looks just bad body language all around in this organization.
So another one is what do you guys think about the Bengals Dolphins?
No, thank you.
I don't know. I mean, I saw something the last Texas quarterback to make his debut. The last time they won was like 1999 or something like that.
How many Texas quarterbacks?
Yeah, that's the
thing. What's the sample size?
McCoy.
What's his name? Vince Young. Yeah, there was only like 3 or 4, I believe.
Sam Ellinger. Got any other ones there? Yeah, small sample size. I think.
Bengals,
but yeah, I guess my only 2 official plays will be Browns and Cowboys, and I mean my record's going to go down the drain this week. I can just feel it in my bones.
So you have Browns and Cowboys. I have Bills and Chargers. Then Logan, what were your?
Yes, Chargers and Vikings.
I got Chargers, Vikings, but you know what? I'm gonna add Saints onto there too. You know, I'm gonna add Saints on.
You know what? I might as well do it. I'm gonna
just go Jets.
Just kidding.
Yeah, one of us is going 3-0. The other's going 0-3.
I just don't.
We're all gonna end up 500.
I just don't have stones. I'll keep my 2.
I'm keeping my 2.
Really, man, I don't know why, but the Dolphins is just looking at me funny.
Listen, dude,
I'm
that's
bad.
Oh man, listen. All right, I kind of why do I want to add I know that no Mahomes. Why do I want to add the Chiefs? No.
Dude, the Titans.
We're staying. We're
Who's their quarterback?
Gardner Minshew, I believe.
Oh, the Chiefs. It's Gardner.
I could be. I could be wrong. So don't quote. Don't.
Let's get into the 4:00 slate. I'll throw the first one. I'm going Raiders under 11.5 points.
Whoa, you taking my stick here? Taking my
maybe. Yeah, because the Texans defense is unbelievable, and the Raiders had less than 100 yards against the Eagles last week. So they scored 0 against the Eagles. They scored 17 against Denver. Chalk it up to it being a divisional matchup at home. But Texans defense is just so freaking good. I'm going Raiders under 11.5.
I think
I don't really love these games.
Yeah, I know. One that's sticking out is I don't know. Listen, I think I gotta go with the Lions here. I mean, this is a must win. This is a must win here. I mean, they're on the verge of not making the playoffs.
The NFC is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what it comes down to. The NFC is pretty much a wagon. Whoever comes out of the NFC is winning the Super Bowl. I think pretty
100%
easily.
agree.
100%
agree.
I'm gonna go with the Lions here. I'm still not completely. I'm just not sold on the Steelers team. The Lions, I know that offense is they can drop 40 on any given week. So stick with the Lions here.
In the battle of the frauds, I'm looking at the top left there.
Yep.
I hate the Jaguars and I hate the Broncos. I hate them both. I think they're both butt cheeks. With that being said, I'm going to be taking the Broncos spread. They find ways to win. Their defense is unbelievable. Kind of what Danny said about the Texans. The Broncos the Broncos are that way as well. Is what I was trying to get at. Big win against the Packers. The Jaguars, they haven't really played anybody the last 4 weeks. I mean, they blew out the Chargers the 5th week ago, but then it was Jets, Tennessee, Arizona, and they played a Colts team that's kind of just been on a downhill slide. And I think this game is going to be a rock fight, and I think the Broncos win in rock fights. So I'm going to take the Broncos spread there. Logan, I kind of like that Detroit pick, but I don't know if I'm.
No, I mean, I would definitely understand not picking it.
Another one I'm looking at, Danny. It's kind of would be backing Danny. I don't know if I'm willing to take the 11.5 under, but their spread, if I could get it at 13.5, it's definitely worth a look. Their offense has looked a lot better.
It really has.
I mean, now I know they only put up 20 points against the Chiefs and Colts, but those are two good defenses where we thought they would be able to score.
It was in Arrowhead.
Yeah, and we thought they wouldn't be able to score just simply because of their O-line problems. And against good defenses, we thought they'd struggle, which they did in the beginning, but it seems to have figured it out. And then dropping 40 on the Cardinals, just dropping 40 on any NFL team, to me is impressive. I don't know. The Raiders are so fucking bad, too. Nah, I'm going to just keep my only pick, the Broncos. That might be it.
I'm going to throw one more. I'm going Cardinals over 23.5 points against the Falcons. The Falcons' defense has been very bad recently, and the Cardinals' offense, they put up 20 in Houston, which if they put up 20 in Houston, I feel very confident that they'll put up 4 more points against Atlanta at home. I just really don't like the Falcons' defense, and yeah, that's my reasoning.
So. I mean, yeah, I didn't even think about. I haven't even looked really at team totals like that. Damn, Detroit's up to 29.5 team total. Holy shit, that's kind of nuts. All right, that's good. I'm good for the 4s.
Yeah, I mean, jeez.
I'm trying to look for another pick in this 4 o'clock slate, but there's no one I can really get behind and back.
For either dude, Michael Wilson or Trey McBride.
Mars coming back, I think.
Either way, dude. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Either way, dude, Trey has been absolutely he's been the best tight end in the league this year. He looks, and then dude, even with he was good. He was great. But then you add Jacoby Brissett, it's Jesus Christ, this guy.
The touchdowns are coming this year.
Oh yeah, I mean it was due. I mean it was due for positive regression.
Yeah,
might take a Trey touchdown, but yeah, probably just stick with the Lions here. And then you know what? I'll go Texans. I'll go Texans spread too as well.
Okay, so that pretty much sums up what we have here. Unfortunately, UFC's on a break, so Logan's pretty upset about that. But next week we'll probably have one episode, I'd guess. College basketball takes a big break, and then football is Thursday on. So we'll see about that. But have a great weekend, and hopefully your bet's hit, I guess.
Let's go.
Let's make some money. All right. See you guys.